How's it going, guys? Jax here, and today I decided to do another how-to video. My last video on unlocking the core voltage for MSI Afterburner was a success for many people. And so after spending a lot of time in trying to change my YouTube banner, I decided to show a tutorial on how to make it look the way you want it to look. I looked at a lot of forums and a lot of YouTube videos on how to make it work because YouTube is a little funny. It's not like other sites or other places where you upload photos. And so I'm doing this tutorial today to show you how to make your picture not blurry, how to make it in focus, and how to get it to the right margins. So this is the picture I'm going to be using. It's a picture that I made on Photoshop. I made it myself from scratch. If this is something that you want to see how to do, if you would like a tutorial on this or how to with this, yeah, just let me know in the comments below. If I get enough people who want to see that, I can definitely do that. But this is the final product on YouTube that I have. So basically I have the picture here, it's in focus. Some of the writing is small, but that's just the nature of the picture. None of the edges are cut off, and I think it looks pretty great, very unique. So I'll show you exactly how to do that. So once I did my Photoshop picture, this is the final picture that I had. It was a smaller resolution, wasn't the right size, but this is the picture that I created. So just because I wanted to put it as my banner, I went here, I tried to drag it over, and I basically got this response. Oh, your picture's too small. It needs to be 2048 by 1152. So clearly I wasn't using the right resolution. That's the minimum size. It could be upwards of 2560 by 1440. This isn't the size that I decided to use at all. I stuck with 2048. It was pretty easy for me, but I will show you just where to find out what your picture resolution is. So when I go back into my regular Photoshop picture, this is the picture that I have. If you go image, canvas size, change it from inches to pixels, I see that my picture is only 900 by 600. Now you're probably thinking, oh, you can just change that to 2050, what is it, 2056, 2058? Well, that's not going to work. All it's going to do is it's just going to stretch your picture and it's not going to look good at all. So I'm going to show you the one way how I did it. It's a very easy way. It might not be the best way, but it works. It takes a couple extra steps. It's really not that hard. So based on how the nature of my picture right now, all it is a bunch of layers and a background. So what I decided to do was unlock the background. I'm going to take a color swatch of this. I'm going to go in here. I'm going to just copy that. I want to make sure I have the right color that I want. I'm going to take this background and delete it. And I'm going to file, save this layers as a PNG so that I could use this in another document. I already have two of them already, so I'm not going to save it, but I save it as a PNG. So basically it's just the layers with no background. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new Photoshop project. I'm going to do 2046 by 1152, not 2048. When I do 2048, it's actually a lot more work for me. I don't know why. I just tried it a little while ago, but I'm going to do 2046, and I'll kind of show you why. So if I go 2046, a new custom one, I have this black background. If I take the paint, I fill it in with the color that I have there. If your color's not there, you can just go here at the bottom, paste it there, you're good to go. This is the color that I want. I'm going to go into my documents. I'm going to take the PNG that I would like. I'm just going to drop it in. I'm going to click OK. I'm going to go here to 25. So this is the picture that I got. I'm going to drag it over. So basically with this picture, I know it's going to be too big when I save this, but I'll kind of show you the process for how you save. If you click Control-Alt-Shift-S, this brings up an option that probably not a lot of you have seen. This is for web media. This is for web photos. It's a better way of saving. So basically I can kind of see the picture here. I'm going to change the parameters to 2048 by 1152. You can save it as a JPEG high or PNG 24. I have not seen a difference between the two myself, but a lot of things online say PNG 24. So let's say I save that picture. I'm going to save it on my desktop as just test 1. And let's see how that would look. So once I have that picture here, good, looks pretty good. Looks a little blurry, but we'll see how that can look. So let's upload it here. And as you can tell, it's definitely going to be too big. I don't even need to try it. It's definitely going to be too big. So what I can do here is I can go back into my photo. I can make it significantly smaller. Let's say I do something along those lines. Now I can't edit the picture itself. All I can do is really edit the size. But let's say that that's the size that I want. Let's move it into the center. That looks like it may be much better. Let's do the same thing, Control-Alt-Shift-S. Let me go as a PNG. Let me change that from 2046. And let's click Save. Let's go test 2. Wait till that comes up. Okay, so clearly that's not the picture I want. Let's try this one. This one looks like it may possibly work. It's still a little bit too big. Let's see how it looks when I put it here. Okay, we're getting better, but it's not the size that I want. So let's go back here. Let's change that to something like that. Let me move it where I kind of want it. I'm going to be cropping it anyway, so it doesn't really matter. This one will be test number 3. So this is kind of the process of how you do it. It took me a couple of times to get it where I want, or where I wanted to. You know, a little particular. Wanted the edges to be very close to the end. You can do the same thing. Now, if you have a graphic background, basically you can just drag your graphic background from one end, stretch it, put it there, and then you can have that background instead of a solid color. I know some of you have like a background that you use and then your picture on top. You can just separate the two. Save the all the graphics that you want here as a PNG. If you have a copy of the background already, good. If you don't, just save a PNG of the background. You can do the same kind of thing. Put them together, drag it, test it, keep trying over and over until you kind of get the way you want it to look. That looks like it'll probably work. Let's select it. Perfect. Oh, well, it's, you know, it's a little bit too big, but you get the premise. This is kind of how I went about doing it. Now, sometimes you may create a picture where it's a little bit too big. Now, I'll show you, this might be something that you guys go through as well, where you're like, oh man, really? Like, this is what I'm stuck with. Just do the process I just showed you, and you won't have this issue at all. So that's how I went about doing it. I ended up with my final picture that I wanted as here in this folder. Let's take it here. I changed one of the fonts, so I have 2 different copies of it. Perfect. I can't change it at all. I can't go through the crop at all because the picture is already in focus there. And bam, there's my picture. That is about it. That took hours upon hours of work to figure that out. It's pretty ridiculous. There probably is an easier way to do it, but that's the way that I used. And it works quite well. So if I ever want to change this picture again, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to create a PNG. I'm going to drag it onto a new canvas size. I'm going to drag and figure out which way I want it to look. You could always go in here and change the image size and resolution, but honestly, I don't recommend doing this. I did this for a long time. I went through here trying to figure all this out. It kind of just made a mess of things. This is just the easiest way. Just try this way with whatever graphic you're using. It shouldn't be blurry. If it ends up blurry even after this, when you go Control-Alt-Shift-S, try saving it as a JPEG and high. That actually may work as well. But just know, 2048 by 1152, you can do a canvas size of 2048 at the beginning that I showed you. If you do a new custom, you can do 2048. I mean, it wouldn't be a problem. It's not like it's not gonna, mess anything up. It's gonna be the exact same. It'll work. Any number in between those 2 numbers would be fine. This would probably actually work perfect. Just for the sake of showing you guys, let's see if I can get that working the way I want it to work. Let's save it as United 2. Yeah, that works too. So whatever size you want it to be in between the 2048 by 1152 and the 2560 by 1440. and that'll end up working, guys. That is the way that I figured it out. If you have any questions, I'm pretty good at responding to the comments, and if I don't know how to do the thing you're asking me, I will definitely go and look it up. I want to be as best of help as I can be, but that is how you change your banner so that it's not blurry. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully I helped you out. If you have any questions, please comment below. Subscribe if you like the video. If you'd like to see more how-tos, just let me know. I can always show you whatever I have done thus far for myself. If you want to see this picture in the back, how I did that, just comment below. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Like, subscribe, share. Have an excellent day, guys.